Hey everyone, it's Devon. Today I'm doing a YouTube video on our book I Am Malala by Malala, and I am going to analyze the figurative language from the text. First to start off, there's lots of figurative language used in this book. Malala is very descriptive in her writing. She likes to describe a lot of things. Sometimes she goes a little bit too far, which is just a personal opinion for me. Honestly, I think the book was written fine. It was written good. I think that she could have shortened things up a little bit or used a few better words describing things. One of her examples of figurative language, it seemed to us that the Taliban had arrived in the night just like vampires. So here she is describing the Taliban as vampires. She is comparing them using like or as. This would be an example of a simile. She compares them to the vampires because the Taliban are evil. In her eyes, the Taliban are the vampires. They're coming to suck your blood. They're coming to get you. They're coming to rip you out of your home. Malala is free as a bird. Malala's father says this to her, and this is true because in Malala's culture, not a lot of women are allowed to get education. Women aren't allowed to drive, leave the house without a male in the household. And Malala's father he just wants her to be free. He doesn't want her to have any restrictions. He wants her to be able to go wherever she wants. He wants her to be able to be educated and just live her life to the fullest. Here's another example of figurative language. Left eye bulged, half my hair was gone, and my mouth tilted to one side as if it had been pulled down when I tried to smile. It looked more like a grimace. Now, here she's using like again. This is another simile. This is her describing what her face looked like right after she got shot. So she's on a bus that goes to her school when women in her country aren't allowed to get education, so the Taliban stopped them, and she ends up getting shot in the face. One more example is, to us, it's a sacred mountain and so high that it wears a necklace of fleecy clouds. This is a metaphor and kind of personification in the same right, because she's personifying the mountains, the Elum Mountains, by saying wearing a necklace of fleecy clouds. Obviously, a mountain can't wear a necklace. So there's the personification. And the metaphor seeing as how a mountain can't wear a necklace. It can't wear fleecy clouds. This is another example of personification. For as long as I can remember, my mother has talked to birds. Now, this is personification because obviously birds can't talk. But one thing that I also noticed is that throughout the book, and one thing that Mrs. Kordakowski pointed out, is that women are often related to birds, or they often are attracted towards birds. And I wondered why. I thought reasons why. Well, birds, they symbolize hope. They symbolize freedom. They symbolize all these things that the women in these countries are fighting for. They're fighting for freedom. They're fighting to get education, to be able to leave their own house without permission. They want to be free. And from what I can see, in my own personal opinion, being a bird is as free as you can get.